your CEO 3 times, and we are coming to you with episode number 54. All right, so let's get to it. Episode number 54, what is generational wealth? Right? So that is where we are. I'm over here, y'all. Y'all know I'm in the background being slow. I'm trying to get the timer on so I can respect y'all time. But it is episode number 54. What is generational wealth? All right, 15 minutes on the clock. Let's get it. There we go. All right, so let's get to it, y'all. How are you today? How are you today? How are you, family? Hello, Instagram. How are you as well? So the first question we always get is, why do we go live Monday through Friday? So we go live because people keep asking me questions in my DM. They email me, they call me, they text me. They just ask me questions about healthcare staffing, about being a mom, being a wife. Like, I just get questions, and I like to give people my undivided attention. And I can't give everybody the undivided attention that is called of me. So what I decided to do was to go live every day, Monday through Friday, to answer your questions. So on weekends, for sure, there is also Monday through Friday. I mean, on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, same time, 12 o'clock, you'll catch questions and answers going as well. Because we want to make sure that we're answering your questions appropriately. You know, you ask a question, it's important. Even if it's a crazy question. We got some crazy questions coming up. I can't wait for those episodes. But yeah, definitely. All right. So the next question I always get is, why do they call me CEO 3 times? Well, they call me CEO 3 times because we have 3 companies, right? So we have top of the line healthcare staffing. This is our medical staffing company that staff medical professionals in hospitals, nursing homes, and doctors' offices. That had birthed TOTLHS Heart to Go Inc. That is our nonprofit, right? So that helps our medical professionals with holistic care. We help with rental assistance, child care assistance, um, mortgage assistance, right? Financial literacy education goes in there. Credit assistance it goes in there, right? So we want to grow this as big as we could potentially can be. It also houses the Heart to Go Gala, which we have every year, where we celebrate medical professionals and just let them have the spotlight for the night. Like, this is a grand event. Right. So then we have company number 3, The Real Elisa Applewhite Consulting. This is what has brought you questions and answers. Y'all got to change my logo. I must have did something with top of the line yesterday. There we go. I was like, wait, this is not brought to you by Top of the Line. This is brought to you by The Real Elisa Applewhite Consulting, right? Questions and answers. And we don't only just do questions and answers. We also educate other healthcare staffing owners on how to target premium clients. We also educate everyday people on how to start a staffing agency from from scratch to government. And then we also we do 2 more things. We partner with hospitals to show them how to retain their staff, and then we target medical professionals to show them how to be the best medical professional they can be. Right. So that's a mindset thing, y'all. You have to, being a medical professional is a mindset thing. I'm telling you. All right, so episode number 54. This is a great question. Whoever asked it, I really appreciate this one because it made me think about it too. I had to break it down. I'm like, yeah, you're always saying, what is generational wealth? What is generational wealth? I want to leave generational wealth to my kids, but what truly is generational wealth, right? So again, this is questions that you ask me. So this is my opinion, and I normally give you 3 opinions that I think that would reach that matches the question. All right. All right, so the first one is building financial assets. So the first way to get to generational wealth is to build a financial asset, right? So that can be owning real estate, that can be owning a business, but you have to build something that is financially going to, an asset is just something that makes you money. Right. So assets always make you money. Liabilities take away money. That's all it is. Right. So prime example, like I like giving people examples because I'm a simple person. Like, if you break it down to me simple, I'll get it. Right. You go out, right, and you go buy, let's say, a Gucci shirt. Right. So if you buy that Gucci shirt, and say if that Gucci shirt has several prints to it, you cannot resell that shirt. Right. That shirt is now a liability. No matter how much money you spent on that Gucci shirt, it is now a liability, right? Because you can't make anything off it. It's not an asset. But then if you go out and you buy a Hermes, is it Hermes? I believe the Hermes bags, those really luxury bags, that is considered. People can say, "Oh my God, that's a liability too." It's not. It's considered an asset, and the reason why it's considered an asset because they only make certain editions, and it's a limited number, and it's really expensive bags, so you can resell them. And as they get older, right, it's almost like art as art gets older, it increases in value. So you have to build financial assets, right? So you can build it by, again, starting a business. You can build it like luxury cars or vintage cars. You can build it by collecting art. You can build it by starting a healthcare staffing business. Pass it down to your kids, right? You can build it by real estate. Real estate is an old school way that most companies, they do a generational wealth. So when I think of generational wealth, I also think about Walmart, right? So Sam Walton, who owned Walmart family. You got Dan Cathy, the owner of the Chick-fil-A. Well, I think he's a second generation owner of the Chick-fil-A system, right? So he just passed that down to his son. So to me, that is what generational wealth is. It is building a financial asset. So it's building something financially where you can pass this down to the next generation in your family, right? And people always say, what if my kids don't want to run a restaurant? What if my kids don't want to run a staffing agency? Guess what? The agency can still stay in their name, and they can hire a CEO to work for them, right? So only thing they're doing is they're getting the reportings, they are making sure the business is being run sufficiently, but they're out of the business. They're still getting the benefits of the financial assets that come from the business, but they're out of the business, and that other person, that CEO that they hire, is now running the day-to-day business, right? So don't think for a second like, man, I want to build up this business, and what if my kids don't want to run it, right? They don't have to run it. You can hire somebody to run your business, and your kids still get a percentage of the company's earnings. So don't think about that. Don't think I don't want to start a business because I don't have nobody to pass it to. So many ways to pass your business down to the next generation, right? So building financial assets is number one. It's very important, and it's the first start to building generational wealth. All right. So having more assets than liabilities. This is one of the steps that will take you to generational wealth, right? So if you say, all right, Elisa, I don't want to run a business, that's perfectly fine. We just talked about stuff that you can do. You can take your job that you have now, and you can collect art. You can collect vintage cars, right? You can collect assets, things that will bring you money in the future that you can pass down to your kids, right? So prime example of this for everyday people, the antique show, right? So if you ever watch the antique show, they'll bring these like crazy antiques, and they'll say, oh, grandma passed it down to me, pass that down to me, pass it down to me. And how much is it worth? And then you'll get some that like, I'm sorry, this is not worth nothing. And then you're like, oh my God, this is a miraculous find. This is worth $2-3 million, right? Or this is worth $100 million, right? So you found an asset, and you assets. You can't just have one. In order to create generational wealth, all the wealthy people that I have been in the room with, and all the wealthy people that mentor me, you have to have multiple streams of assets coming in. So you got to have passive income, but it's a continuous asset that's coming in order to build the long-term generational wealth that you want to acquire, right? Because if you give your kids $1 billion and they don't know what to do with it, or how to keep that $1 billion growing into more billions of dollars, then you're just handing over money to an uneducated person or an educated group of people that are going to do what they normally do, which is blow it. That's it. It's natural to just blow it, because we're not taught how to manage it. We're not taught how to take money and flip it and turn it into assets, right? We're not taught that you need to own more assets than liabilities. And again, I gave you some descriptions of assets, but we got 5 minutes left. What is generational wealth to me is having more assets than liabilities, right? So one of the ways you can also look up a list of assets is go to Google and say, what are assets I can make money off today? What are assets? If you say what is assets, it's just gonna give you the definitions. What are assets that I can make money off today, right? You want to educate yourself on what is an asset, what is a liability. And again, an asset is something that's going to make you money, right? A liability is something that takes away your money, right? So if you buy a car, prime example, if you buy an everyday car and all you do is utilize that car for yourself, that is a liability. That car is not making you money. But if you go ahead and you take that car and you put it on a system like Turo and you follow Maddie J, CEO Maddie J, now that liability that once was something that was just you was paying into is now paying for yourself. And it now has become an asset, because not only when you put it on Turo is you making enough money for yourself, but you're also making a profit. And that's the great thing about assets. They keep making you money, right? So you want to invest in assets that's going to keep making you money. All right. So number 3, establish a scalable business model, right? So these are for my business owners, right? What is generational wealth? If you are a business owner, whatever business you're in, it has to be a scalable business model, right? So again, we talked about this before. When they say, hey, I want to scale a business, it is a difference between scale and scaling, right? So if you want to scale a business, whoever is hired in that business at that present time, you're going to utilize that one person or those people to the max that you can utilize them to get the business done. When you are scaling a business, this is when you add additional people in to help the business flow where it can grow and sustain itself, right? So the purpose of scaling a business is to make sure that this business becomes sustainable, right? Because if you can have one person can come and start a business, was what I teach. I teach healthcare staffing owners on how to run their business themselves. So if I can teach you on how to run your business yourself, and I am scaled, I have scaled you, I am optimizing you, I'm using you to the max that you can go. You can now take that teaching and teach other people on parts of your business to now scale it up to the level that you want it to be, so it can now be an established business, right? So establish a scalable business model. And when it comes to business, y'all, we got 2 minutes left. You need to have a business model that is able for the kindergarten to understand. And one of the things that one of the tips, because I like giving y'all tips, if you have a business in your mind, right, I just want you to be very kindergarten on this, right? Like take it back to kindergarten, y'all. Take it back to preschool if you have to. Get a piece of paper out, put a circle on the paper, right? At the top of the paper, you can put business model. You're going to do I need somebody to run the financial parts? Do I need somebody to run the operation parts, right? And do I need somebody to be a builder, right? I've talked about this in other episodes where you need the vision, the builder, and the operational person to run the business. And you just write this down. What do you need? And put it in a circle. I need somebody to create the systems. I need somebody to run the day-to-day. I need somebody to show us where we're going in the next steps in our business, and then create more circles to write it down. This is a business model that you can start with, so you can see, okay, this is where I want to go. This is potentially what's happening in my head. And now you could get the guidance and help that you need. If you need a mentor like me, you could definitely reach out and we can do mentoring. But I also give people free options. Score dot So definitely just get it out your head. So establish a scalable business model and that will start the process. All right, y'all. So we got 38 seconds left. Y'all know I be talking. I be going. I just be going. I be forgetting because I want to answer your question. I really do. All right. So what is generational wealth? Building financial assets. Number 2, having more assets than liabilities. And number 3, establish a scalable business model. So you can definitely catch me here every day at 12 o'clock, Monday through Friday. We always go live. And you can catch me on Instagram. You can catch me on Twitter. We on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am still in your inbox. All right. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. All right. So that is down. Give me 2 seconds. Nah, give me about a minute because I got some comments over here. And I said I'm gonna do the comments at the end. All right. So let's go for it. Gary Scott. Hey Gary, how are you? Congratulations on the baby too. Gary is a cousin of mine from the woods. We don't live there anymore. Like, we don't live in Jersey no more. But hey Gary, thank you for tuning in. All right. So William Smith, dear friend, I'm sorry for the late reply. I have received your friend request. I'm trying to message you on Messenger, but it's not going to. I am not too good. I don't know if you can message me on Messenger, please. Okay. I will definitely, Mr. Scott. Thank you for tuning in. I will message you. I'll have my team to message you and see how we can help you. And let's see. I'm good and thank you. You are more than welcome, but you're more than welcome. Just congratulations. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let's get to it. Follow me on all social media platforms, The Real Elisa Applewhite. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Like while you on this live, go subscribe right now. I actually see the people who subscribe to my YouTube channel and I subscribe back to their YouTube channel because I think that you should give people exactly what, you're asking when it comes to subscribing, right? When it comes to subscribing. All right. So make sure you go ahead. You like my Facebook page, right? The Real Elisa Applewhite, because I want to make sure I'm giving you information that's going to take your business and your life to the next level. As always, I always end this saying, you know what, y'all? I absolutely love you. I'm telling you, I don't even know who half the people are that watch this, but I absolutely love you. And I'm so glad that you woke up today. And I'm so glad that you decided to spend 12 o'clock with me. Thank you so much. But I'm telling you, the way God loves you is so amazing. It's so indescribable, right? Nobody can understand. Like, they can't even comprehend. They can't put it in words how much God loves you. And it just makes me so excited to know that I'm so deeply loved, more than anything that I can't even explain. But definitely take today and do what it is that you said you was going to do. If you said you was going to start a business, start the process now, right? Get it out. Said you was going to go walking. Like, do it now, because you're not promised to be here at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, but you are promised right now. So take advantage of now and get it done. All right, family, until I see you again. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Healthcare is affected by everything, right? You could be walking and have a stroke or have a heart attack. Now you are in the healthcare system, right? You can just all of a sudden start having mental issues and now you're in the healthcare system, right? You could be minding your business and somebody can come in and shoot you or hit your car or something like that, and now you are in the healthcare arena. And this is why healthcare is so important to me, because to me it matters who's at the bedside, right? So I always say to people, it doesn't matter to me that I have a nurse that say, hey, I'm a nurse or I'm a CNA, and they show up at the building, right? That doesn't show me their integrity. Their integrity, their accountability, their professionalism, it shows when the door is closed. That is how you know how true a person is to their mission of being a healthcare professional, right? It's how they treat the patients with the doors closed. And my goal is to help to educate healthcare staffing owners and also medical professionals, and again, hospitals, on how to help medical professionals get back to that mindset of how to treat people when the door is closed.